Singh has a long association with Chandigarh, having studied at the Government College of Art, having taught here and also served as a principal of the College of Art. His latest show of paintings came to Chandigarh after a long gap of 14 years. And nature continues to inspire him as an artist and as a human being. Welcome to Chandigarh Lalit Kala Akademi, Premji.
Thanks a lot.
So, how is it to be back in Chandigarh from Delhi, and what does the city hold for you in every way? How has it affected your art and influenced your art actually?
In fact, I entered Chandigarh in the year 1961. So there was more of wilderness, less of culture, So then this college shifted from Shimla to Chandigarh in 1962, and I joined College of Art then,
As a student?
As a student. And college was all in wilderness, there was no entry gate. Every day we have to find our own way to enter into the college.
Really? Okay.
And it was really tough, when this rainy season was there, So it was quite challenging to enter the college and coming out of it. So this museum was not there, the Lear Valley was not there at that time. So but there was a college, and college was in the bushes, wild bushes you can say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was the time, when I entered my college and started my journey as an artist there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And painting was the first choice?
Of course, because there were a number of these kilns, all around Chandigarh. So those were the things which we first painted,
Okay, okay.
So every Sunday we were going out with a bottle of water and
your canvas and
paper and all that, and painting watercolor just on the spot.
And where did you come from, sir? Where do you?
I actually belong to Patiala.
Okay.
I studied at Mahindra College, Patiala.
Okay.
So then, in 1961, I shifted to Chandigarh.
Okay. And after college, you came back to teach here as well. How did that happen?
Yes, in fact, then I passed out from here in 1967. So I immediately got a job in Government of India, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. So I served there for 1 year. Then on one of my visits to the art college, the principal desired me to join the college. So I just accepted that offer. So from 1968 onwards, I served the institution till I retired in April 2001.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time and a very rewarding experience also.
Okay, okay.
Because to be among the students was so long.
Yes.
And they are coming from different cultural backgrounds.
Right.
The experience was quite enriching, I tell you.
Okay.
Yes.
Did it influence you as an artist also, sir?
No, it enriched me.
Okay.
Yes.
And what are the kind of, so many years in the college, what are the kind of changes you observed in this field of art and students as part of being a teacher and then a principal?
When I joined the college, everybody was thinking he may not be good at studies, that's why he has joined the art college.
That's right.
So that was the general impression of the people. So when I retired from the College of Art, the impression was quite the reverse.
Okay.
So that was the change, I think the biggest change, and art is certainly now more visible in society than the period in which we grew.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That is a major difference.
Yes, that's a big difference, I would say. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did the journey of you as an artist evolve over the years? And as we see in your works, nature has remained a constant source.
Yes, nature has remained a constant source, but culture is one thing, which has inspired me more. So when I was a small child, I saw my mother's weaving dharis, embroidering fulkaris, and in that I found a lot of motifs. The motif which I liked most was that of a lion.
Okay.
So I saw the motif in dharis, I saw the motifs in fulkaris, I saw the same motifs on the walls of my street, and I saw the motifs in the paintings of the palaces of Maharaja Patiala. Then I saw the same in life, that lion in circus also. So what I learned from that, that the line that has been woven by my mother is not the same that I see it in the Fulkari or in the wall, but still they are the line. So I just got an awakening. Well, Mr. Prem Singh, if you want to be an artist, then you have to create your own line. From then on, I am in quest of my own line.
Right.
Yes, this is how I learned the lesson of creativity. Yes.
And then how did it progress? You decided to do something?
Yes, when I was studying, we were in an academic system where the figure was the most studied motif.
Right.
So we did according to the academic system and tried to excel ourselves within that system. Then when we went out of the college, then we realized that there is no academic system now. So now you are in a world of your own.
Right.
So then you have to discover yourself.
Okay.
So then the instance that I gave to you earlier came to my mind, and from then on I have been in search of that. So my earlier works was about the folk tales and
folk motifs,
tales from the Rajas and Maharajas. And then I painted for a few years The Veiled Woman, in which the entire tragedy of Punjab was expressed.
This is the 84 riots?
84 riots. So because I did not paint any faces, so it was just the veil
of a woman.
Of a woman.
Okay.
So it's the folds of the drapery and the postures that tell the story of the tragedy that took place.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So that was the second major series.
Yes. Then from then I realized that if this is the work of a civilized man, then why not go back to the very basic roots and think yourself as the first man on this planet and start life again.
Okay.
So with that in mind, I even started doing work thinking that there is no colors around. Only the water is available. I started drawing with water on the paper.
Okay. How did that happen?
So when I painted with water, it's just a gesture,
Right.
Then when the light struck the water,
Okay.
then only I realized that here is my expression.
Oh, interesting.
Then I tried to find a way out of the ink, because that was the first thing we used in our schools at the primary level.
Right.
So ink came to my mind. Then I started injecting ink into the water.
Okay.
In the strokes of mine.
Right.
So it was like, the blood veins,
Yes, you're
So-
right, with blood flowing.
So, yes.
Okay.
So the moment I touched the ink, the image started appearing. So I did a lot of work
Okay.
in that.
And what was the series, sir? What's this?
Series was the basics, man,
Man.
women, animal,
Okay.
birds.
Okay.
So these were the things, which came to my mind at that time. And on that I also got this Tenale India International Award. That
Okay.
was in 1994.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's very interesting.
Yeah, so.
Okay. And you work a lot with natural pigments also, plants and...
Yes, but that was later.
That was later. Okay. And
yeah.
after this,
Yeah.
where did the journey go?
Then, in fact, I had a plunge into the nature again, So there I find that so nature is all pervading. So humans exist in nature,
Right.
birds exist in nature, so all these songs of life exist in nature.
Right.
So then I started working on nature, and nature that appears to me within, you know.
Okay.
So one is the nature that you see. The other is the nature that you feel within, you know. So the nature that grows within me is not what I am painting.
Right.
And moreover, when you look at nature, look at a plant or a tree or a flower, it's growing each and every moment. But to the naked eye, you can't
see.
You can't see it. So it is only through contemplation that you can feel the growth of that. You know? So that silent activity which is continuously on in nature. So that kind of organic breathing, which is not visible to the naked eye, I am trying to infuse that into my canvases now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for that, what do you do? What is the process? You look at things more contemplative, or how?
No, I just, one thing is that I travel a lot.
Acha.
And travel to, not only in India, but to different countries also.
Okay.
So I love experiencing different seasons, different times of the light.
Right.
So then those experiences, urge me to express myself. So when I sit before the canvas, the emptiness of the canvas is very challenging, because it asks you, well, painting has been done for so long. What is so special in you that you are playing with my virginity? So if I don't have the answer to the canvas, I have no right to play with the virginity of the canvas. So with that, that scariness of the whiteness, toward of that, so I just pick up one color. It could be any color.
Okay.
Yeah. And I just fill that up,
Okay.
Then while filling it up, so just toward of the scariness of the canvas.
Right.
Then at the end of it, when I look at that, so I feel that there is some unconscious rhythm hidden,
Yes.
even in the strokes that you have made just to fill up the canvas. So then I started lining those strokes
Okay.
and found a kind of rhythm, and then started working on that.
Okay.
It was, in fact, almost like that I was conversing with nature. So growing along with the nature, not painting nature. So that is the kind of experience that I get now.
And that must be a very fulfilling experience.
Yes.
But do you ever feel there's a dearth of, do you feel that, okay, you've done this, now what more to do? No.
No, there is no such thing. The best part of your creative journey is that when you finish one canvas, that canvas inspires you to paint another canvas.
Right.
So long this is there, you are creating it. When this feeling will not be there is no point of painting. Because painting is all about inspired moments.
Right.
Yeah, because it comes from within. So in fact, you record the visual voice of the inner voice. If there is no inner voice, there is no visual voice.
Right.
Yeah.
So did you ever find it tough to balance teaching as well as your own work? Did it ever get?
Yes, it was hard time, but I was, when I was a teacher in the college. When I am sitting in front of my canvas, I am a painter then.
But you
So I never overlapped.
No, okay.
So I was, in fact, in a way, quite good in maintaining the rapport with my students. So, and I found it quite satisfying also. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how has the art scene changed for you in the last many years? There's a lot of new art being done, new themes. Visually, we have a lot of technical things coming into art. So how do you feel about that?
Because the change is the unchangeable law of nature. So it applies to art also. So we knew that what we are doing today, so it is to be evolved further.
Right.
Because you cannot paint a picture and rest on it. It goes on and on. Creativity is all about looking ahead, Right. So And creativity is all about that you are painting in the experience which is your own, not anybody's experience. So over the four or five decades, so I have seen there is a tremendous change in art. Because there was a time when the art was academic oriented, and later on in 1947 when we became independent. So from then on we started discovering ourselves, because we were under the British rule for so long. So in that stifled atmosphere, it was not possible. So then from decade to decade, it has been changing, and today if you look at Indian art scene, it matches with the best in the world.
That's
you
right.
can say.
That's right.
And moreover, I'm very happy that over the last 2 decades, some of the young artists who have appeared on the art scene, so they have totally changed the outlook of Indian art, and are doing very well, not only in India, they are even influencing artists of other countries now. So that is one positive change which I find.
And how has Chandigarh over the years, or did it influence your art anyway?
Chandigarh, I have a very emotional attachment with the Chandigarh, because when I came in 1961, the Chandigarh was growing. So Chandigarh's growth and my growth
Together. Okay.
So wherever I now live, Chandigarh is always with me. And moreover, you know that this Chandigarh, the city beautiful, is known for sun, space and silence.
Right.
So this sun, space and silence is what is required for the creation of a work of art.
Yes, and it finds its way in your art
yes,
as well.
It's always there.
It's always there.
It's always there.
Right.
So I feel happy that I spent 40 years in this city and saw the city growing and inspiring me each and every day to come to this stage now.
So what is new that you're doing these days? Any new series or any new exhibition that you are doing?
Exhibition I may be doing after 2 years, because I just had a show.
Okay. What was the show? What was it titled? The show? Which
this was Lyrical Voices.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So, because I let things happen for me, not I make them happen. Because so this art cannot be planned what you will be doing tomorrow.
That's right. Right.
So it grows. So the growth is that you cannot force the plant to grow like that or grow like this.
Yes.
So it must grow like a plant.
Right.
So I try to be as natural as possible and feel myself as a plant itself. So another thing is that I like the bird, So the bird, when he feels, he sings. He doesn't wait for any audience. He doesn't wait for any accompanist. So he feels like singing and he sings. So I like to be that bird which sings without any audience in mind.
And that's why maybe you don't miss the human element in your painting?
It's always there, because in fact painting is not a mechanical process. Even when you are making strokes, the strokes made by a human being.
Yes.
So that presence is always there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So and how do you paint every day, or?
No, it's not possible to paint every day. Sometimes I paint for hours together, sometimes I don't for weeks together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you paint only when you are inspired. So those inspired moments, in fact, inspires you.
To paint.
Inspire you to pick up the brush in color and then face the canvas.
Right.
So
ओके, सो जो आपका जो रिसेंट एग्जीबिशन था चंडीगढ़ में, थोड़ा उसके बारे में डिटेल में बताइए।
वो this exhibition was shown in Delhi first, and from there it was brought to Chandigarh. So the title that I gave to my show was The Lyrical Voices, because it is generally believed that lyricism is the Bengal artist forte. So when you think of a Punjabi, you hardly think of lyricism. So one of the very senior sculptors, he once came to my show. So he even pointed out this thing, I am very happy that you are the artists who are now expressing yourself in lyricism, whereas Punjabis are known for robust or very strong and things.
Okay.
So that was the thing which I think I have infused in my work, that lyricism. Though lyricism has been the strength of Indian art. If you look at Ajanta paintings or even sculptures, for that matter, so there is a very strong element of lyricism in there.
Right.
But in painting, especially in the painting of a Punjabi artist, so it just came to me. I was not conscious of it, but it just came to me while doing it. So I felt in that kind of state, which in fact inspired me to paint like that. So that was the thing which I enjoy most, and I am working on it further and further.
And these were all paintings based on your various travels?
Yes, yes, because I was very keen to experience the fall in Canada. So when you see the colors all around it, so I was also reminded of the words of Albert Camus, that autumn is the second spring, when every leaf is a flower.
Yes.
And it is very true, I can tell you. So I experienced so much. I even told my friends also that I have experienced so much in Canada. If I close my eyes for the next 5 years, I can go on painting with that experience. So it was so enriching, so inspiring, and so stimulating, I tell you.
So as a painter, do you see things differently than what a normal person like
No,
would? Because you say you can keep it all in your mind, in your head, and paint.
I try to hear the voices in that.
That's where the lyricism comes from.
Yes, I hear the voices and the melody of it. So then they inspire me at certain moments.
To translate it on canvas.
To translate it on canvas.
And there were some works on snow also, which were very interesting.
Yes, in fact, I was in Hungary. That was in the year 2001, and the month was this January. So I was in the countryside. So when I got up in the morning, so I was in a guest house. So when I just opened my door, I saw white all around it.
Okay.
So that was the time when I first learned that here is a lesson from nature. So how best and how naturally the nature simplifies things. The day before I was seeing lots of things. And the very other day when the snowfall was there, I was just seeing a few things emerging out of white. So how best the nature simplifies things is a lesson for an artist.
Right.
Yeah. So sometimes in a work of art you have to make an effort, to get to that simplicity.
Okay.
So a lot of effort is needed for that. But there I, for the first time, realized that how simple is the way to simplify things. Yes.
And usme some paintings were there in which you'd used real colors of strawberry and...
that was in UK, I was staying with my son.
Okay.
last summer only. So this summer you get a lot of fruit there, the strawberries and the cherries, raspberry. So he was getting enough for me to eat every day. So then I realized that I am eating them every day and enjoying it. That I must give something to them as well.
Okay.
So that was the time when I just squeezed the strawberry, and with that juice,
Okay.
I filled my paper, the way I was filling up with colors. So then in that filling of I found strokes which you have seen already.
Yes, they were
So
beautiful.
like with strawberry, raspberries, even this cucumber also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
yes.
not cucumber. No.
Raspberry, I remember.
No, this beetroot.
Beetroot, yes.
beetroot.
Yes, yes. Magnificent color.
Yes. So I use beetroot in raw form, as well as there you get beetroot in vinegar also.
Okay.
So when I use that vinegar beetroot, it changed color after some time.
Okay.
But the one which I use raw is still the same.
Okay.
And I enjoyed working on that, because the color that you get from the beetroot is not available in the range
Yes.
provided by
Yes.
this manufacturers and all that.
True,
Yeah.
true. And for artists like you who paint nature, it must be very tough to find the right colors and the right mix.
It's the moment,
Okay.
So when that moment comes, then you never know. And you feel inspired and you get into the process and you express yourself, because art is expression.
Right.
Expression is originated from experience.
True.
So some experiences are so enriching that they urge you to express yourself at once or after some time.
True.
Yes.
So if you were to, in a few words, describe your creative process, what would it be?
So I just say that I paint, and paint.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.